Anyway, do you want to sell this house at the beginning of the next episode, or?
We're gonna buy even more houses, so fuck it. Let's just go ahead and welcome back to On the Shelf Gaming. We got another episode of On the Shelf Gaming.
Yeah!
And another house to buy, so we can sell 4 more houses. And I really want to get that other office, but there's no way that we're gonna be able to, like...
No,
because if we do, we're gonna bankrupt ourselves.
We need to have at least 1.5 in the bank before we go and get it.
Thanks, but I'll decline.
Oh.
Anyway, how about another conversation topic for this episode, bro?
What are you thinking, bro?
If you could personally direct/produce a revival of your favorite show/media franchise, what would it be, and what would be your biggest goals when making it? So we'll start off with the first one. What would it be? What would it be?
So, with something like that, I'd probably want to do, like, a remake of Inuyasha.
Okay.
That is just, like, formatted more like, you know, a modern anime series. Hell yeah, let's block both these doors. Check this, bro. Bam!
Boom!
Well,
inconvenient.
You might still be able to open those doors.
Yeah, but you gotta, like, you gotta move your hip out of the way.
God damn it! But yeah, no, because, like, the original series, I have something that's worth 300, I think, maybe. Or 400, I mean. I know, I just need to put more couches down, I think is the solution. Here we go. With the original series, boom, maxed out, hell yeah. Like, it has a lot of filler. Not that I have problems with all the filler. But definitely the more modern anime style of, like, hey, we just made the manga into an anime.
Right.
Versus we packed it to the gills full of just, like, a bunch of extra shit.
Right.
Would be ideal. Especially since they then ended it, like, 3/5 of the way through the manga, and we're like, yeah, we'll pick it back up again later, and then they did pick it back up again later,
like
for 26 episodes or something, to cover the entire other 2/5 of the show.
Yeah, not great. Not a great situation.
What about you, bro?
Well, I have 2, but one is more obvious than the other, so I'll say the obvious one first. I would love to do Zatch Bell.
That's true.
I've talked about this before, because like I at some point in the future I would love to just... My ideal goal in life is to just have a production studio where we just make shit. And one of the things I would want, if it isn't done already, is I just want to buy the rights to Zatch Bell.
Right.
Fucking get Raiko on the horn and be like, hey, I'm remaking Zatch Bell. We're gonna fucking do it right this time. And just redo it. I wouldn't even really change much, because I thought the Zatch Bell anime was, like, really serviceable to the manga. Like, it followed it really well and shit.
Until it stopped.
That'd be, like, the biggest change. I'm like, yeah, and we're doing the whole story this time.
Right. Nah, for sure. Well, that's especially unfortunate, because I haven't seen very much of the Zatch Bell anime, but one of the things that is really unfortunate, knowing that it just, like, that it doesn't actually cover the whole thing, is that Zatch Bell just continues to ramp up forever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, until it ends, obviously.
Until it ends, yes.
But like, it just keeps getting better over time.
Yeah.
And so, knowing that, like, oh yeah, the best parts, or some of the best parts, there at the end, like some of the huge emotional moments just aren't in there at all, because they didn't exist yet.
They had to get replaced by something else because Raiko broke his fucking hand.
Right. It's like, man, that just fucking sucks. So no, that's totally fair. That is definitely another one.
Right.
Where, with all the profits from my Inuyasha remake,
funnel it over to me and we'll make the perfect Zatch Bell. The other less obvious one, and this,
no thanks.
I don't know how well it would go over. This is purely a nostalgia case for me. But I feel like it would make, a lot of people agree with this thing. I would remake Pokemon Journeys. Because in Pokemon Journeys, that's the one where Ash, like, enters the World Coronation Series. They travel to all the different regions, like, back-to-back, bouncing around, doing random missions and shit. Ooh. And in the end, Ash wins, like, the World Cup after he beats a bunch of champions and high-level trainers. My change for that is I would not have Ash catch and train a new team. I feel like Journeys should have been a greatest hits album, and Ash just cycled through all of his reserves for different battles in the World Coronation tournament. And then in the actual Masters 8, he should have just brought his fucking strongest 6.
Right.
Obviously, Pikachu leading the charge. But
for sure.
I don't know.
But yeah.
And that sucks because I like a lot of his journey team. I really like his story with Lucario. So many couches. This lady's going to have so many options for places to sit. I really like his Lucario. I really like his Surfetch. I fucking loved his Gengar. But
fit for me.
I would gladly turn over those 5 Pokemon he caught if it meant his 48 other Pokemon, not counting the 30 Tauros,
right,
had could just come back and do some shit. And they kind of did at the end, before
let's look at this option.
The finals of the Masters 8 tournament. Ash went to Oak's farm for special training, and then the different groups of his reserve Pokemon just grabbed his new Pokemon and took them off for special training.
Right.
So you can be oh yeah, no, they all got trained by Ash's old Pokemon, and they're representing his old Pokemon. But I'm yeah, but I would have just rather he used his old Pokemon.
No,
Call me biased. I just want Totodile to get one more fucking grand moment.
This is the perfect fit for me.
That's totally fair. Millionaires!
Woo! Well, and because it's the hardest thing too, because they kind of did that in To Be a Pokemon Master, which is a 12 episode, just final send off to Ash, where he's just traveling around with Pikachu. He meets up with a bunch of his old buddies, and every episode he has a different rotation of his old Pokemon. So they kind of did that, but it just wasn't good enough for me. Having his Pokemon on screen, just standing there,
This is the perfect
just
fit
did
for
not scratch the itch of, God, I wish we could have seen one last big battle for fucking Bayleef,
Right. No, and that's definitely fair for sure.
So yeah, call me a nostalgia head, but that's how I would have written Journeys. I would have written Journeys as a greatest hits album. Here's Ash taking everything he's learned with all the Pokemon he's befriended and trained along the way, and they finally fucking do it.
No, that's totally fair. I would watch that.
Hell yeah. And not to say Journeys was bad. I really liked Journeys. Journeys was a very solid send-off to Ash. But, God, if I could have just had even just a few more moments with his old Pokemon, I'd have been happy.
Right.
But no, they were no, new team, so we can get 2 Galar Pokemon in there, and then they did a new team so they can get 2 Galar Pokemon. They got one of the fossils, and then Surfetch, which are cool Pokemon. But then they also did it. Okay, the fans have been begging for Ash to get a Lucario, a Dragonite, and a Gengar for literal decades.
Right.
So here you go.
We're wrapping him up. It's time to give him anything you want.
But yeah, that's my answer. Is I would make it more nostalgically appealing to me specifically. And if anyone else likes it, cool.
Very bad.
Yeah, we don't serve your kind here. We serve people who want $1 million house.
What is the property that you think you're most nostalgic for?
That's a really tough one.
For me, it might just very well be
I was hoping
Pokemon.
for a more reasonable price.
And I say that as someone who actively engages with Pokemon now. I'm literally running a fucking D&D campaign based on Pokemon on Thursday.
Farewell.
But I don't know, Pokemon has just been there for me my whole fucking life. Other than my teddy bear that I had forever, the only stuffed animal I distinctly remember having was a Pikachu. And then I lost it, and I couldn't sleep for a month.
Quite unfortunate.
Pokemon's been there for me, man.
No, that's fair. That's a really tough one. And Pokemon might just be it. Because one of the things about Pokemon is it's not just a TV show.
Right.
And it's not just a game series. You can really have interacted. Because as a kid, I watched it on TV. Fucking loved it on TV. I played the games. Fucking loved the games. I played the trading card game. Hated it. But I still played it.
I saw a post a little while back. Somebody who exclusively engages with the Pokemon card game showed the type chart of in the game, water beats fucking fire and all that.
Right.
Showed all that and all of its fucking weird resistances and shit. And they were like, I can't believe VGC players have to memorize this. I could literally never. And all the quote retweets are like, I forgot people like you existed. But no, Pokemon is just such a juggernaut that, you know, back in the 90s and the 2000s, and especially now, it is almost impossible to grow up and just not interact with Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Not to say I regret it. No, I love Pokemon. I still interact with it now on a regular basis. But it's just like, it's so crazy to me when I meet people who just aren't into Pokemon, or they just completely missed it. They're like, I know what Pikachu is, and that's it. And I'm like, how is that possible? You're my age!
Right.
Pokemon just
should be your life.
Pokemon's so relentlessly marketed at you specifically. How did you never get even a little into it?
You never watched it on TV. You never played the trading card game. You never played the video games.
And you never had any
listened to the music.
And you never had any friends who did those things.
Like, nothing anywhere. You never read the fucking manga that they released later on. Nothing.
In the comments, if you don't give a shit about Pokemon, I really want to know why.
I'm sorry.
No judgment. You like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like. But like,
how?
How is it possible? Like, do you just not care about it, but you could still say, oh, well, fucking Charizard's my favorite Pokemon? Or is just like,
it's a pity.
I actively dislike Pokemon as a franchise.
I don't know. That's just so unthinkable.
And then there are the people that don't like Pokemon, but they love, like, Digimon.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? Like, Digimon and Pokemon have been copying each other for decades. How could you like one but not the other? I don't know. It's just, it's fucking wild to me.
We're never gonna find the right person for this house, bro.
No, they're coming, bro.
It's fucking hopeless.
Our star-crossed lover will be here anytime. In the meantime, how about another fucking conversation question?
What you got for me, bro?
What's the funniest insult you've ever seen?
I've ever seen?
Yes, or heard.
Like, be used on somebody at the time?
Yes, or just heard in general, like you saw it on social media or something.
That I have no idea.
Mine is always going to be, insert person here eats corn the long ways.
That is fair. That's a good one. I don't know. There's such a sheer volume of insults, and so many of them are not very insulting and not very funny.
Right.
So think, God damn it, let's go with the one.
She was gonna be it, bro. I know it. I'm gonna kill myself on this couch.
Not this couch. Maybe that couch.
This couch is white.
This is a funny joke, because I got a new couch that we're recording on for the first time ever.
Hell yeah, this is the first time I've recorded with you in months and have just felt kind of comfortable. Because this couch still isn't great, but we're breaking it in.
Oh yeah, it's definitely way better than the old setup. At least for sitting, so.
Oh yeah, before we
stop wanting $64,000 fucking houses. $1 million houses.
Maybe we... Well, no, because people came in here asking for $1 million houses before.
Yeah, they've come since we had this one. But the only two people asked for houses for like 1.2, and they were both like, oh, this isn't enough. It's only $1 million, which is why I jacked the price back up.
Maybe we should hear this guy out. Maybe he'll fucking...
You're like, hey, I've got $1 million. I'm very eccentric. That's why I can act this way, and nobody has me thrown in jail. I own the police.
He does kind of look like Tony Stark.
It's a pig.
Does he?
A little bit. All right. Let me knock it down more.
Let me look and see real quick what the medium price is for this even. Is it overpriced at $900? That's a medium. $9.5. That's a medium, which means a flat $1 million should be perfectly reasonable. but for some reason it's just not what people want.
I was actually thinking of something.
Yeah,
Fuck
we
you!
got another person who's like, I want something more expensive. And then people who want like expensive houses are still like, well, I wanted to spend $500,000, not a full $1,000,000. I only wanted to spend $67. You don't have any houses for $67? No, I ain't got no fucking $67 house. Nobody does. And if they do, buy me one.
I'd love to make a deal, but this price is just too high.
Oh.
Yeah, that was me accidentally opening the menu. I just don't understand what the issue is. This is exactly the same format that we've been dealing with. And it's just literally even the people who say, I want this, and it's what they're looking for, are just like, no, I don't want that actually.
Come on. Fuck you!
I
Mark
think-
it back up. Put it back up.
Yeah, but I think we gotta mark it back up again to 115. And then we offer it to one of these people asking for like 1.2 and see if they just call it good, because everybody who asks for anything that sounds like it, that's like, no, that's not enough. This is way too much money to spend.
I regret to say that I have no interest.
He doesn't have any interest.
Go more. Go 1.2, because everyone wants 1.2.
That is true.
I would just do 1.2, and then, well, I don't know, we'll have a higher fucking pool of applicants. Yeah, we know it's high, but we need to fucking get this thing off the market.
It's a pity. Goodbye.
And if we can
then.
sell it for 1.2, yeah, of course you're not.
Dicks.
I'm sorry, but this price is higher than I expected.
Okay, well, I guess we'll fucking pull up another conversation topic. Okay, well, since we're talking about money anyway, would you rather get $1 million right now,
doesn't
no
interest
questions
me.
asked, cash in hand, or have a bank account that always sits at $5,000 for the rest of your life, but you can never have more than $5,000? If you earn even a penny more than $5,000, that penny goes away. So $1 million right now,
regret to say
or
that I have
consistent
no interest in
$5,000 for the rest of your life.
So, like, even if I take my debit card,
Yes.
I can do literally anything as long as it's not
More than $5,000.
spending more than $5,000 at one time.
Yes.
Well, that's a no-brainer. If I keep that $5,000, I'm going to have way, way more than $1 million.
That's fair. That's a good way to look at it.
The real issue that you're going to run into on something like that is like, oh, well, I'll never be able to get a loan.
Right.
That's literally exactly the amounts he's asking for. The house is overpriced, they think. But I don't understand why they think it's so overpriced. Because even at $1 million, they were like, it's not what I want. But 950 is a reasonable price.
Right.
970 is a reasonable price. 980. So exactly $1 million is when SRP is overpriced. We'll sell it for $999,999, I guess.
I was hoping for a more premium.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck off, you get out of here. But no, because like that's the thing is like $5,000 is so much money, except for expensive stuff. Like if you had just $5,000 at all times, it was never going to go down. It was never going to go away. Then you could live in this apartment forever. You could go out to eat every single night. You could fucking anything you could ever really want. But if you ever want to move into a house, no.
Unfortunately,
If you ever want to go on like a really fancy vacation, probably not, you know? So it's one of those things where it's like, are you satisfied living just the life you have right now comfortably for the rest of your life? Or do you want to live better for at least a good while before you run out of money?
Right. No, the 5,000 is still, for one thing,
I'm sorry.
always having access to $5,000 would drastically improve my life.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's not even close. Even assuming that you can't do any of the obvious, like, exploits, like, oh, what if I just go buy $5,000 cashier's checks made payable to Sacred? Like, sure, I can't do it, but once he's cashed enough of those,
Right.
Beyond what I can afford.
then Sacred
Buys the fucking mansion.
Right, Sacred buys the on-the-shelf gaming mansion.
And I just move in. And I pay $5,000 in rent every month.
Fuck it, every day, who cares?
Yeah, it's never going to go lower than that.
I was hoping for a more.
Yeah, I guess that's a better deal if you have friends.
I was actually thinking of
We have the worst possible house, bro. We will never be able to get rid of this. I think we're just gonna have to unload this one to see if we can't get somebody
to fucking
just call it good, so we can buy a house that's
better.
Because it's exactly wrong.
This is ridiculous. We've never had this much trouble offloading a house before.
I know.
You need to get out of here.
We haven't even come close to having this kind of an issue. We spent multiple days. It's almost time for us to fucking pack it up and go to sleep on our couch again.
I'd love to make a deal, but this price is just too high.
We'll fucking give it to the end of this episode
Great
before
idea.
we...
I'm willing to
Yes!
This is it. This is it.
Alright, we cannot blow this one.
We cannot.
We have to get this
If
thing
he's
out
only
from
going to
under.
offer us 800,000, you cannot ask for 9. Because I don't know we'll be able to sell this house otherwise.
765.
That's too low.
I'd say there's no way. That's less than we fucking bought it for.
I'll have to say no.
Yeah, I
8.5.
850, yeah.
No thanks.
820. No, 810. If 810 isn't good enough,
We're not selling to you.
thank Christ. We made no fucking money on that.
No, we absolutely lost out. Oh, I think that's what...
The percentage that we
We
made
made
on that
1%
property.
of profit.
Yeah.
Okay, now that makes sense why that was just so varying so wildly.
Well, we got out from underneath that one.
Well, next time on The Shelf Gaming, we're going to come at this with a fucking strategy.
I can't believe that didn't work. I was so sure that was going to be the $1 million property.
I know, what the shit, doll?